forgive Caribbean dads because I think they've taken a lot of slack, not given the fundamentals of many things, knew how to have sex and have kids, which is very...
You're a breeder.
Yeah. Square Circle Podcast, we are back. This is sponsored by Caribbean Plug, the #1 food and taste of the Caribbean. And we've also got a sponsor by Island Punch, which is a mixture of St. Lucia and Jamaica. Today, we have the Dad Juice as our special guest today. This is going to get...
Real.
The
truth holds no emotion.
And deep.
Oof.
And we want you to do one thing. Listen. Because some of you just take the words you want to hear and form your own conclusion of what he's trying to say.
Yeah, listen and judge. I want people to judge.
Yeah, judging is good. Judging is good. Don't judge me, though. Judge
you can judge me. Do you want to know why I say that as well?
Go on.
Deep. Because even Jesus Christ himself was judged and he was sent by God. So, brother.
Yeah. That's true.
You understand?
Yeah. 100%.
You said something earlier as well, which I liked. You said, if someone's skinny, they're skinny. If someone's muscly, they're muscly. If someone's fat, they're fat. I really like that concept because this is where it goes into, right? If someone's muscly and hench, they will be judged as you look like you're on steroids. If someone's fat, you will be judged as you must be lazy. But that person could be a billionaire and just have really bad discipline with eating. You understand? So
skinny.
Skinny. I know many women that have tried to put on weight and can't. I know many women that have gone through bad breakups and depression is causing them not to eat. Some people just don't put on weight. You understand? But
that doesn't come away from the fact that they're skinny. This is the whole point.
No, it doesn't.
Whatever the reason behind it, and some of it's obviously personal, it's vulnerable.
Face value of you're skinny, you're skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fair, you're skinny. The truth is the truth, isn't it? You're skinny. So you're fat, you're fat. You understand?
Hey, man, there's 2 people that said it now, man. It must be true. Okay, so the Dad Juice, tell us about it. How did it start?
Beautiful story. Okay. It's actually a beautiful story. So, back in December, as you do, you're going to write your New Year's resolutions and your goals for 2026.
Yeah.
I run multiple businesses. I have kids. So I'm writing all my goals and it's all to do with make more money and grow the business and have this car and do this and this. And I just looked at it and I thought, I feel empty, right? There was no satisfaction, and I'm happy because it's a family-run business, but it was just, there was nothing there. And I said to myself, and you know what? This is the first time I reflected. I'd done self-reflection as a man in years. That's the deepest. I just shut up and I just got a pen and paper and I was just writing. And I felt nothing. So I thought, all right, if I die tomorrow, what have I done for the world and what have I left behind for my kids? Right? And I deeped it. My music career wasn't working because I couldn't stay consistent. And I thought, if I die tomorrow, I've left nothing. So I thought, okay, cool. I said to God, okay, what can I do to leave something behind? So I thought, all right, I'm going to leave a digital footprint of my journey into becoming a better man than my dad was and becoming a better man for my kids, right? So I sat there, I went on the toilet. I went, what should I call it? Went on the toilet, doing my thing, as you do, and it come to my head, the Dad Juice, and I thought, cool, I'm going to roll with it. I'm not going to think too much, I'm going to do. And then ever since then, I said to myself, if I can help one person in this world by speaking my experience and speaking my mindset, have I not achieved something worth more than money? Of course I have. How many things have you seen on the gram or Instagram and you've seen it and it's kind of changed a spark into your mindset and thought, rah. And doing this, the amount of DMs I get, especially on TikTok, it's like I've helped a lot of people, and I think it's almost on a level of, like I said, God whispered and I act.
Yeah.
That's how I got it.
And you said earlier that it's from your experiences, so you're giving insight into experiences you've gone through.
Yeah, and that's all life is, right? A bunch of habits, experiences, and belief systems.
Yeah.
Is there right and wrong?
Depends on who's asking and who's taking it.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to dive in today. And everything I say is from my belief system, my understanding, my experiences, and I hope how many viewers are watching one person take something away from this and it betters themselves, betters their lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can do.
So what would you say your biggest angle, your biggest point on the dad juice? Obviously,
That's a good question. When I first started, it was in hopes to help men because I was.
no one wants to hear that.
But that's
No
the
one wants to
saddest
hear
thing
that.
because I was.
No one cares.
I was crying out for help myself. I wanted to know how I could make more money. I wanted to know how I could get fitter and get in better shape and how do I become a better dad. And I had all these questions. So that's how I started doing fitness content. I used to be 150 kg. I'm still on my weight loss journey now. Do you know what I mean? So I got a long way to go. So I started by doing that and speaking how positive mindset and making money and starting businesses. No one really cared. And then I started speaking about how I was raised through my meaningful years in life by my mum, not my dad. And then it sparked attraction from single mothers. And I thought, huh? And I tried to deny it for a long time because my target audience was never to be for single mums raising sons without a man or anything to do with that. Do you know what I mean? And then that's what just stuck. So I started.
Can mums do that?
What?
Raise sons?
Of course I did. My mum did, but I've had my battles because no one taught me to be a man. So unfortunately, I had to go to the streets and learn that the hard way, and I'm still learning that now.
So without taking the emotional side out of that, because I know it's your mum, the answer you just gave is evident that they can't.
No, they can.
There's certain aspects they just can't do that.
In what aspects?
You said being a man.
So I think, hear me out then. Very good question. So very, very good debate question. I think personally, there's aspects of a man that creates balance, right? Because my dad being there, my dad taught me violence because that's what he was. He was very abusive and he was violent, but also he was a hustler. So he taught me how to hustle. But my mum taught me love, but also she overloved to the point where there wasn't no discipline involved, right? So again, I think the question is, can a woman raise a son into a good man? I think you have to start with, well, what is the definition of a good man? Because my definition of a good man is going to be completely different to yours. So I think yes and no, it's subjective.
I think it's more of the certain things. I mean, I think firstly, like, I'm someone who co-parents, and I think my mum, the mother of my children, are doing and have done a fantastic job.
Same.
Absolutely.
But I understand what you're about to say.
I think there are some aspects
a man needs to be involved, 100
But
million %.
I think there's a massive, I think we can call it ego, where some women think they can just do it themselves. And it's a shame because I've heard and been in a group of people where there's a woman talking about the father of her child, and she couldn't care less if he's involved or not.
Why?
I didn't really want to start opening that because I'm a dad and all I ever fight for is more time. There's nothing else I have to fight for. The only thing I ever fight for is more time with my kids. I've said it on Legacy Chats, I've said it on my own Mark and Max, said it on other podcasts with other people. So when someone's like restricting or like not fighting as much as you can, regardless of however used to are, that son, and I think when I talk, people just think I'm just talking for the sake of talking, but I talk from experience as well. And she made a comment like, oh, he's actually fine. You know, my son's fine. I'm like, okay. I've seen my brother, who's got the same dad as mine, who my dad was never in his life.
And you've seen the different
That's
effects.
affected him.
Of course.
But they're under the illusion, because they're fine at 12, they're going to be fine when they're 20.
No, disagree. I disagree because what happened was, you're completely correct.
Yeah.
And I think I'll answer that in two different answers. The first part, you saying, are women in denial? Of course they're going to be, because they're going to be hurt that the man that they thought was going to be there for their dad, and they might not have any other manly support, isn't there. So they've had to force themselves into that mindset to probably even survive.
Let me just stop you down 1 minute.
Go on.
Keep your train of thought though, because I don't want you to miss it.
No.
When
Lay it.
When's it going to come a time, like, okay, do women paint a picture of what they think that man's going to be like? Or are they hoping that they're going to be a certain person before they have a kid with them?
I don't think they even think that far. Do you want to know why? Hear me out.
That's the problem then.
I done a video the other day, and it was about you don't really know who your partner is until you have children. You understand? So, all right, cool. There's levels to this, right? So, having a child can very quickly describe and show. You know when they say like, never listen to words, only watch actions, because words are cheap and actions are worth pounds. You understand, right? So you could be with someone for years, and I'm talking from experience, but also women that I've dated and listening to their stories and hearing their experiences and seeing my aunties and all of that. So you could get with someone for 3 years, it's all happy, you get married, oh, they're the best part. Kid comes in, the woman is now paying attention to the kid, the man now feels hard done by and
She's
goes,
talking about that. Women don't know.
feels hard done by and goes, well, she ain't paying me no attention, da 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 da. So first of all, he's now challenged with an experience he never experienced before. How do you deal with that? So again, that now changes him from his experience. He could have been the best person ever. But then what happens when you split up and then it gets to co-parenting? Brother, when I split up with the mother of my children and I knew I had to get my own place, brother, that gave me different challenges I've never faced. Changing bed sheets. I never had to do that. Making sure the kids' things are all organised in the morning. I never had to do that. I had a egotistical, narcissistic mind of, well, I bring the money in, my currency's worth more than you staying at home with the kids. All you do is sit on your ass. But it's a currency value. And again, so I think there's a woman's perspective. I think the woman's just going to go, I'm going to get support. And the man goes, I don't even know what man does because it's different. Every man's different.
But I think a lot of women need to understand that part as well. Like I've watched a lot of stuff, obviously, as we do, and there's only some stuff that actually resonates and stays with you.
True.
And one of them was that the child doesn't come first.
In where? In the relationship or for a person?
In the relationship.
It shouldn't or doesn't in general.
It shouldn't.
Oof. Again, go on.
Hear me. Because of what you just said. If you put everything into the child, over time, your relationship gets affected.
It's such a double-edged sword because then what happens?
No, it should be together.
As grown, educated adults of understanding a true relationship agreed with you.
Yeah.
But probably 90% of the population don't understand it because
the women run away with just like, I've got to do this, got to do that. And he's like, let's have it right, yeah? The dad wants to be the dad. The dad's the either... This is where it gets difficult. The dad's either the disciplinarian or he's the fun dad. He can't be both. You very hard to be both and be taken with that the same way as the other. So when you're in a relationship, I believe everything should be done in unison, regardless.
Agreed.
But when the man, and I've seen it with my own eyes from clients that I've worked with, because I normally when I train one person, I train the family, and you see it.
Yeah.
Especially when, this is going to sound really mad, especially when the woman's the breadwinner.
Ooh.
Because when she's the breadwinner, believe it or not, she's still doing the other stuff.
Yeah, but that's a man has to self-reflect.
And I saw it in my own eyes. She'd work mad hours.
And then still come home and do the mum jobs.
Yeah.
So
what's the he's there like getting no attention. Evidently, they broke up. He cheated. But what I'm saying is that I think when you have a child, shit changes and things move so fast. Your relationship is the first thing that just takes the back seat.
Yeah, but again, it's down to experience. Because my question is now, the man I was in my first relationship with both of my children is not the man I would be now because I had to take accountability and reflect. So now I understand the next woman I have a child with, I have to come different. I need to understand that.
This accountability thing, like, bro, like...
The truth, though.
We are who we are, though. We are who we are. Like, we're a product of our environment.
Agreed, but does that say because you were born into that environment, you can't become a better person?
You can, but the accountability side, I feel for men that that's always rammed down our throats.
What are we trying to say? Get to the jugular.
Take accountability. Take accountability.
No. We have to be very careful though, because everything's subjective. Everything is subjective, right? So, okay, cool. Let's say you've got a man that is grafted his arse off, building businesses, has a child with a woman. It's their first child, and she goes down the route of parenting that child, not even including the man anymore. It's just her and her mum, right? Because I've had that. You get it? I've had experiences and heard other people experiences, and you're sitting there and you're feeling left out. How do you take accountability? Like, you can't. You can't, because it's a scream of like, well, I want to be the man. I want to hold this. I want to be able to lead this system. So I think it's very careful. It's such a hard subject, and it's all based on experience. But what you're saying now, as I agree with you, I think now I would put my partner first and the child second going into a new pregnancy, because I understand that has to be a partnership, right? But prior to that, what sometimes happens is a man will put the woman first, not the child. Hear me out, because this is what my pup's done, and this is just my experience, whether it's right or wrong, right? My pups put my mum before us every time. So when we split up and my pups couldn't have my mum, man didn't give a fuck about us.
When you what, sorry?
So when my pups split up with my mum,
Yeah.
because my dad couldn't have my mum,
Yeah.
man didn't want us.
Yeah, that's the idiot thing.
But you
That's
get that a lot though.
No, you do, but there's two things to that as well. Like, I don't know your mum from Adam.
No,
I'm
no,
only,
no,
I'm
say
only
how
going.
it is.
I'm only going from my experience.
Yeah.
Some women are such headache, that I used to question myself why dads do this. I questioned myself for years why dads go, you know what, forget it, yeah. But then I've seen people, and I've gone through your stuff that's probably could have made me go, do you know what? I'll see you when you're 16.
Deep. Yeah, but I can say from our experience, it wasn't. My dad was a horrible, horrible person.
No, of course.
That's how he grew up.
His is probably ego. And then, listen, everyone's different, as you said. It's all perspective. It's all.
But are we talking about?
We're talking about on an average basis. Yeah. Some women do make it difficult.
Of course, but then that's where it's one of them situations where I've now had to understand the next time I have to have a child with a woman, I have to be ready and prepared to potentially put my feelings on a back burner for a year or even 2 years while she carries a child for 9 months. Hear me out. This is just an opinion.
That is you almost abusing your own mental state.
No, because the thing is this is why I'm saying men choose your queens wisely. I'm not saying every woman.
No, but it's the same thing with men though. Like we're saying about the men that they get with someone, you have a kid with them and it's like, right, he's actually a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, but that's first time experience. I'm talking from a place where I've already had children with a woman, and
Well, let's talk about the dickhead dads for a second, because these
Okay,
guys,
if we're going
these
dickhead
guys
dads,
ain't
let's go dickhead
getting a
dads.
blight. Like your dad, Audra, he's a dickhead.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So there's other guys out there that are doing the same thing. Why? Where's that come from? Where's that come from? You know, I'm not even going to see my youth. You know what? I'm not even going to pay that money. Like, where's that come from?
Themselves, who they are. It's who they are. Like, bro,
but
it's
when
themselves.
he was with your mum, I'm guessing he was paying and he was contributing.
Yeah, he was, but that's what I'm saying. He taught me how to be a hustler, and I thought that's what a dad is. Just provide. Don't show no love. Don't show
Well, the no
nothing
love
else.
thing, he's from that area of no love.
Currency. Well, he grew up in care. You understand? So I get it.
Yeah, so the no love thing,
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
we had something about, we've not put it out yet, I want it out next week though, Joe, about forgive Caribbean dads. Because I think they've taken a lot of slack, but they were put on a plane to come here, boat probably, not given the fundamentals of many things, knew how to have sex and have kids, which is
Yeah,
very,
breeds.
very,
Yo, I breed. Yeah.
very like almost jungle mindset of like, you know, if you go back and get deep into it, like animals know how to breed, and the love inside, they were never loved themselves. So when the next generation, which is us, probably, how old are you?
31.
Well, no, you're a bit young.
32.
You're a bit younger, but we're a bit older. Our generation, like, we've had to figure that out. Now, the way we love our kids
What,
now,
you've had to figure out how to love your children.
yeah,
So have I.
the way we figure. No, but what I'm saying is that
No, it's difficult. What he's basically saying is because there's a 10-year gap difference. Like, I know obviously you're in your dad, your situation not, but the 10-year difference between the sort of dads, like that in that 10-year gap, they might have learned how to sort of kind of give that love, if you get what I mean.
But
like,
how?
we-
Because
we
there's
didn't-
still
we-
dads
we
now
didn't-
that can't.
That's what I'm getting at. But what I'm saying is, we got to stop blaming the old dads.
No.
People-
If people are doing that?
People, I saw someone. The way my kids have love for me, I don't know why my dad. Something like that. I was like, bro, they're Caribbean. They can hardly even speak English sometimes. I know. Like my dad, for instance. Yeah, I'm gonna say blame my dad. Yeah, he wasn't a great dad. I'll say it to his face.
Yeah, so
But he came from Dominica. He he came over. He could drive. So the police made him drive for the police. So he was back in the day, there were people that just drove for the police. He wasn't a police officer. You just drove. Then he worked on the buses all his life. He literally did everything my mum told him to do. Yeah. In that whole time, my mum lost our family home. My dad was not in tune with anything because
What do you mean your mum lost your family home?
Because she dealt with all the finances, so she lost the family home.
But he was bringing the bread in and she wasn't paying what she was meant to be paying. Is what you're saying. Okay.
So in that regard, he didn't know his understanding of bills.
He just knew how to work.
He
and
just knew
hustle.
how to go out there and fucking work, and his money went into an account. So
Is he still present now?
present, nah, probably not. He came to every single one of my fights. I'll never ever like take that away from him. But when I played football for certain teams, he was there. But that's just. But I don't hold nothing against him on that because he wasn't taught anything.
You can't.
He
And
was
you know
just,
what? I love that you've said that because when my dad, it's beautiful that you said that because this is where men can heal, right? Hear this, let me land on this, right? So when I was 14, I started selling drugs when my dad left because I didn't know what else there was. I had to go to the streets to learn how to be a man. I didn't have anyone around me guiding me, and that's something I'll never let my son not have. So I was learning it from the roads, right? So when I heard from my dad 10 years later, he called me going, yeah, look, I'm in prison, da-da-da-da-da. For me, it was very important that I shut that door because I ain't trying to go out with daddy issues. So I went to see him, and you know what? I learned from that day, leopards are leopards and some leopards never change their spots. I said to him, why did you beat me? I never done any of that, son. I never done any of that, son. This is how I grew up. This is just what I was. And you know what? That's the first day I understood water can be thicker than blood. And some people are just wired the way they are. It just is what it is.
it's what's passed down as well, bro.
Yeah, but also, bruv, we've all been through experiences where it's just been passed down. It don't mean you have to fucking, like bro, let me tell you something. I was dating a girl, right? And I think one thing a woman should never do is speak bad of her baby dad, no matter how much of a scumbag he might
Preach.
be. Never ever do that because then that can go on to the kids and it's vice versa from the baby dads, right? I just think that's very important. You should never speak bad about your baby dad, especially to other men. Madness, right? So he sent her a text, was like, my dad weren't there. The kids are lucky to even see me if I see them once every 3 weeks or if I pay. I said, blood clot, your ass clot. But that is the mindset of certain men. And I think us giving that whole, well, we're just products of our environments, it's just what we taught. I get it. But now this day and age with all the information, all the sources, and what you two are saying are right. Back in the day, there was no internet. So what the fuck you learning off?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You get it. So I agree with you.
Yeah,
but now, motherfucker, like, come on, like, but again,
some guys.
What I'm saying is not true. What I'm saying is true.
You can't ever eradicate the amount of dickheads that are out there, though.
Yeah, but but the dickheads could be right in their own world, and they probably are, and that's good for them.
Some of them are. I mean, you've got experience with the other person being a complete.
What the woman?
No.
Or a man?
A man.
Yeah, but I've
had it as well with Cameron's dad. Like it's like, and the thing is, this is the part that I, for a very split second, weighed up. I've seen in my own eyes, when a dad removes himself on purpose.
The kids get better or what?
No, I wouldn't say that. This is what I'm coming at. Is that he removes himself, doesn't pay any emotional support, financial support, no presence for 15 years. Guess what? At 15, that kid still wants to go know his dad. So this guy has got away with murder, in my opinion, for 15 years. And he still gets a large chance saloon to potentially have that relationship. So my thing was like, right, if you mums want to carry on like that, I'll see them in 10 years, innit? Because they're still going to want me.
But that's the saddest thing.
And guess what?
No,
we don't. And they're relying on that.
Agreed, but what
they're relying on the good guys.
No, but agreed. But what you just said is the key. Absence is everything, right? When you're talking to a woman, for an example, right, and you give her all the attention and she takes it for granted. As soon as you step back and come absent, girl starts chasing. It's the same, and it's the saddest thing, but it's the same thing. If the kid's dad ain't there all the time, right, the kid's gonna be like, I want daddy, I want daddy, I want daddy. Is it right? No. Again, is it correct? Of course not. But the thing is, that ain't always the circumstances because some boys, like, I'm into the boxing scene as well, right? My kids do kickboxing, boxing. My daughter does jiu-jitsu, etc. because I understand the importance of it. You understand? So when I see a lot of kids, you either get boys, especially, that either have so much hate towards their dad, it turns them bittersweet. You see boys that their mum have helped them program it and they accept what it is. And that's something I had to do, but I had to do that on my own by meeting the beast I was, because we are our father's sins. The sins our fathers are not clean, it gets put on us. My dad was a gialist. I struggled with gialism for years. You understand? So the absence of a man stepping away, but then again, what do we judge and value as a good man? So someone's perception might be, well, he drives a Lamborghini, he has millions of pounds, but he's a fucking shit dad, he's a pussy hole. That's my opinion. But then on the flip, you understand? It's all currency. But he's the best dad in the world. He's always there. He's trying. He's trying to better himself. But then who are we to say that's a real man and who's not? Because back in the day, when it was about killing and violence and war and Genghis Khan times, it weren't about you being present for your kid. It was about you going out fetching wives. Over society, time has changed.
Yeah, it has. I mean, I think Akon is testament to, well, I wouldn't say testament, but he's a product of that. He said, I might not go to their recitals. So what? That's not defining me as being a dad. And everyone was like, right, I might go, but I'm not going to be, if I don't go, I'm a bad dad.
Yeah. Because I'm doing it for a bigger picture.
So they can live.
Yeah.
But you understand that him even communicating that with his children has taught them a massive lesson within itself. And that's what I love. But then again, some people's perspectives might be, you didn't go to your daughter's school recitals, or but I'm out here trying to hustle. And I think it's all about perspective, breakdown of communication, and also again,
I've got someone very specific though that has given me a scenario which
hit me.
And you said that. So you saying that same thing, got to hustle. Okay, cool. This guy never had his kids on a weekend. When the weekend come up, he'd be like, oh, I'm working.
No,
it's like, well, you've got to have them. But we're talking about, yeah, exactly.
But then that's an educational thing where you've now got to step back. Because I was like that. Because that's what whatever the type of man my dad is. Because every man is himself. He provided and he hustled, and I learnt that from him. But because that's all I understood as well, that's what I said about the currency exchange. I thought, I'm going out, I've started a business. She never really understood why I was even starting a business, but I was doing it to buy time back for the future. I was trying to sacrifice 5-10 years to be able to spend the rest of my life with him whenever I wanted. Because time is the only thing we don't get back, and time is the only thing you can't buy. Time is the most valuable thing, and you only understand that on your deathbed, unfortunately.
And we sell time at the wrong currency at the moment.
Thank you very much. So, and this is how they continued slavery. Let's not even get into that. But that is how they continued into slavery, right? It's like the film Time with Justin Timberlake when they buy a coffee for 5 minutes, don't get that shit back, right? But going on to the man thing about I'm hustling, there has to be balance, my brothers. And you also have to, and do you know what? I've just turned to God now, because I've never realized in the Bible, I had to ask myself, what is a man? Because I went through the Andrew Tate vibes of have multiple women, of course you can. Right, I was walking around thinking that was my currency. I'm a gallus. Yeah, I got my this here, but I got galley. But I'm broke as an idiot. You understand? But yeah, I'm flexing. What do you mean? I got girls. And then you get into the phase where you start making money. I'm in Dubai driving Lamborghinis, but I'm going every 10 days, every 4 weeks and not seeing my kids. What do you mean? The kids are good. Mum's at home, But then that's when I really, really split up with the mother of my children, and I really took accountability for my actions to become a better man for my children and for myself. That's when I really started understanding time is a currency, but unfortunately we still need money to get by. So the men that are like, I'm hustling.
This guy's an idiot, bruv. He lives at home with his mum still. He's 41 years old, yeah. He's paying no rent, yeah.
Judgment time idiot.
He's
judgment time idiot. Because there's hustling, but like you said, Akon, hustling for the right things for the future,
yeah,
right?
But you've not seen your kids for X amount of time, so he
might as well just be, if you're listening to this, brother, and you know it's you, or this relates to you, you might as well just be honest with yourself and just say, I don't want to be a dad. And that's fine.
No, that's the reality that some people, I think.
Do you know what I feel it is? Because I think you have to find the balance between being, and it's so hard, isn't it? And no one understands it other than a man. You have to find the balance between being a man, a dad,
a son, a husband.
Yeah, a husband.
It's not easy.
you have to find the balance between, like, you gotta be
Fourth.
like six different kind
So
of
is
people.
she though.
Yes,
So is she, though.
yes, agreed. Both of you do.
Like she does, but the difference with women, and this is what I always say to my son and my daughter. Yeah, I say to my son, when I see him being lazy, I'm like, there's gonna come a time where you need to protect and provide for multiple people. And for my daughter, and I always say to him, I'm like, your sister, there'll come a time where she'll possibly be okay, because if she finds the right man, he will take some.
Yeah, my sister. Yeah, I can vouch for that. My sister. Yeah, my sister's partner's done that for me.
Because there's a lot of women out there, and they find a shit man, and they're fucking mad, and
They're even worse off. Yeah.
But there's good women out there that have good guys, and they still complain. But
Yeah, but that.
Stop.
Oh, we're gonna
And
get
that's
into
the one,
that.
and that's the one, bro. That's the one. Like,
What we going there? We going on that subject? I got
hell, bro.
heavyweight on that subject.
no, but bro, why is that? Like, they know as well. They know
Why?
that you're not like them, but you still
Because-
want to give them. Still want to give you headache.
Wait, educate me. Go. Let's go. That's the subject
So
we're
what
rolling
you just
on.
said. So like, they'll know there's other men not doing whatever. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and they're still giving you headache on stuff.
Because they're not ready for a real man. And hear me out on this, right?
What do you mean?
I'm
I'll
about-
split up with them though. I'll split up with them now. And we're talking about co-parenting.
Oh, what? And you're a good dad?
Yeah.
Hey.
And they still give you
Because
the
it's
headache.
it's all personal feelings. It's all personal.
you're a good dad. This is like I said, you have to be multiple people. Your good dad box is to the top.
But you're not a good ex. You done me dirty or da 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 da.
Your good husband or boyfriend box for them may be like, it's only half full. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, it's true.
For us, 'cause we have to be multiple people.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also hard because you could be being judged as the man you were when you were with her, but you've done your work and you've done your growth, and 3 years later you're not that man. But she don't understand that concept.
Nah. I'm
it's still that.
gonna come back on that.
Go.
When you at our age, yeah.
Oh, you was like this when I met you.
No. At our age,
And
yeah.
they maybe
at
still
our-
see you as that person.
At our age, yeah. We're taking the heat of all of their past failures, bro.
Ooh, in other men.
Yeah.
Trauma. Let me educate
Like, it's
you.
mad.
Yes.
It's mad.
Good.
Because
this is
now,
why they say why men go for younger women. Though.
Exactly.
This is
And
why they say men go for younger
because,
women.
yeah,
Less trauma.
you're trying to. We get the coldest, heartless version of them because they've been so hurt and burned. We've got zero leniency.
I have a personal experience on that. Beautiful
Zero
subject.
leniency. Like, it's like, if we fuck up, we're done. But you see the man from before? My man got 4 tries. He got
No, but then
he
you
could
got
disappear. He
No,
could
no.
disappear for a year. Hit her on a WhatsApp. She gives another chance. Guess what he did? Disappeared again.
All right, hear
but
me
when
out.
it's you,
No, yeah,
they question
yeah.
everything.
Hear me out, hear me out. True.
The woman goes, okay.
She don't want you then. Simple. You have to take that on your chin.
No, she's
you have to take that on your
battling.
chest.
No, she's battling with.
You have to take
she's
on your chest.
battling.
They ain't
She-
ready.
she
They're not
can't
ready.
fathom.
And what did I say?
Yeah.
They're not ready for a real man. Hear me out on this, right? So, again, I met Z person. Her baby dad.
We call him Amy on this show.
Oh. I ain't messed with Amy, so that's cool. Let me just do the due diligence. Cool.
Amy
So-
and Harry. It's a guy, it's Harry.
I was dealing with Amy, right? And it's funny because I'm dealing with Amy, right? Amy has a husband still. Hear me out. I wasn't aware of this until a couple of weeks because you're just chatting. She probably didn't want to scare me off. Bam, 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 bam. Whatever. She's going through a divorce. You're seeing that he's not a good dad. He's saying that he doesn't really care about seeing the kids. She's having to beg for money. But then the level that you're bringing a level of everything she prayed for, right? So you're bringing financial support, financial stability, that traditional love women say they want, right? But then how are you going to give that to someone that's never been used to that and think that's going to be of value?
But
It's never going to be.
Yeah, I've been in that position where
It's never going to be valued, and it's the
I've been in that
hardest thing
position,
to accept,
yeah,
bro.
because they won't take it.
They won't. They'll see it.
Like,
They'll.
oh,
they'll
no, I don't want that.
You understand? Until
But they'll still
because.
struggle.
But then, is that person healed yet?
This is what I was going to ask you. Do you think though, is it a past relation? Is it a thing, from past relationships, or is it a thing stemming from something that their father didn't give them?
Could be both. Could be both. Could be one or the other. Because no. But it could be because I've dated girls with amazing dads and they belong to the streets. That's fine, and I'm gonna say one thing. It's fine, right? Because it's fine. Some women belong to the streets and some men belong in the bin, and that's okay.
But this is the thing, like in their head, like, so you know you're saying like you've met girls with amazing dads, yeah?
Yeah.
But they belong to the streets. But for them, their dad might have been at home when they was growing up, but he might have been out working all the hours under the sun.
So he wasn't mentally aware of what was happening.
That's not about. So now they've kind of got to a certain age and they're looking for something that they didn't have growing up.
But then again, that's the deadliest thing about life. Sometimes people don't learn these lessons quick enough, and this is why we're doing this, in hopes that men that want to better themselves and be better fathers hear this shit and can accept. Fair enough.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is why I said to you earlier, you know when you said the thing about your daughter having a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Do you know, the most important thing I took in from that was that she told you. So she actually sees that you're there.
But you kept that communication line.
Yeah, because if she didn't really see you there,
Yeah, I get that bit. I'm doubling back. I'm doubling back on what you said about we've got to stop blaming the dads.
It's
No,
subjective.
you're saying if it stemmed from like
Are you saying
when
but-
you become of age, yeah. Okay, no one taught us how we are with our kids.
Yeah.
So why are we like that?
because you wanted to be.
We didn't get it.
No,
we didn't get it.
My dad was about, but you know what? Do you know what helped me the most? Yeah, it was growing up with loads of friends whose dads wasn't about. So I've got friends, yeah, and they've never seen their dad.
Who taught you how to be a man? Or who taught you how? Where did you get the definition of what a man is, and what path did you follow? Do you understand?
I took it from every kind of good person I know. So
And how did you know what good? And how did you know what good was?
like I said, I just took it. I took parts from everyone I know. So I know my granddad and my nan weren't together growing up, but there were certain things my granddad showed me that I thought,
That's wrong. That's right. I'll take that.
yeah. So I took that from my granddad. I took bits from my
And it's the
dad.
power of five. Yeah, it's the power of five.
I didn't grow up with my dad in the same house as us, but him and my mum had like a kind of weird relationship. But
Yeah.
he was there, like, and we stayed with him in Hackney. So I took bits from my dad. I took bits from my granddad. Took bits from an uncle that I like. I took bits from a cousin that I like.
And then you roll with it. You try it. Then you see actually that ain't right. That ain't wrong.
There's
Yeah.
stuff that he might do, and I might think in my head, that's a bit. Like Mark wouldn't do that, and then I would do it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know everyone's not the same, but for me, I'm like take pieces of.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you can't blame dads. You can't blame all dads because again, I've been where I moved from Southwest London to Kent in a racist era. You have to understand. I grew up around white girls, especially white girls where their family have got money, and they are the most wildest, freakiest things I've ever seen. So this is why I say parenting is a very complex thing. You can protect, you can teach every lesson. If your kid gets in, like, where did you learn most of your bad habits? In secondary school. You get it? So again, it's hard. It's too hard to define where does a hoe become a hoe and where does a good woman become a good woman? Where does a man become a man? And Brother, I started smoking weed, trapping in school. Not because that's what my mum wanted me to do. Not because of that. That's yeah, but like you said, you're a product of your environment, right? That can be avoided. We as men and as women, we are in a position to change the next generation through what we teach them. But we won't. We'll blame everything else. But we don't need to. And this is the thing. Okay, if we want less knife crime, okay, well, why don't we get the kids from youth, like the boxing gyms? You see, people will never understand. And I tell every mum this. Every mum that asks me for advice, the dad's not around, what should I do? Chuck them in a family-orientated boxing gym. Because not every boxing gym...
They don't want to hear it, bro.
Some do, though. But that's the thing.
Some do.
Some do. The ones that I've dealt with do.
But some do when they're at their end of their tether. And you just think, if you just made it the norm, not just boxing, any combat sport.
Yeah, anything. Because it's the discipline.
Boxing, all that.
It's a discipline that I
Get
still
them
lack
into it.
now,
It should
and I
be
wish I had it earlier.
Standard procedure.
I see one of your things. You said, I feel like... When I saw this, I was like, yeah, sick. I feel like it should be mandatory to spar every...
Absolutely.
I agree.
Twice a year, like, so you got to stay fit. You got to stay in the gym because when you get that call,
But
you
it's
get
fine.
that
'Cause-
email.
But if you don't
Borrowing
stay,
evening.
but
You know
if
the ones?
but if you
The
don't stay
parents
fit,
get
it's
like,
fine.
please
yeah.
sign. Mom, don't sign it. I'm signing it. Yeah, you know, I'm point. You're gonna get punched, and then you'll know.
But,
And also,
but guess what? But that's fine if you do get punched up, because at least that will then teach you accountability to go, I didn't train at Burgers, I got fucked up. And if that don't teach you, it don't teach you. If it does, it does. And that's who you are as a character.
you gotta look at who you're getting into bed with, man.
Agreed.
Because if you're a woman, yeah, and you don't have those brothers, those uncles that you know will be around for your kids, first and foremost, then you look at the person you're now laying down with, right, what's his situation? Yeah? Because I had someone recently on my show. I'll say recently. How long began? Over a year or 2 years. So it could be anyone, so don't try and overthink who it is. But anyway, one person had someone they've had a child with, but they've got no other
Sources of
nothing.
masculinity
Yeah.
around. Okay.
Fuck that.
Okay, but
That's not going to help you down the line.
But you're not thinking like
No,
that.
I'm saying that's what
but
people
that,
should do
but
now.
that line he just said there, everyone needs to understand that what that line he just said and repost that and make that shit viral, because it is a fact. Because you're right. You should be thinking about who you're laying down with and what are they going to benefit. But that mindset there, that is not taught in schools. A lot of times, 99% that's only taught through what? Experience.
You only think about that
Once it's happening, or once you've gone through it, or once you've seen it.
once you get to like 30 plus, then you start thinking like that.
And these are why these platforms are so important, though. Do you understand? These are why these platforms are so important. And
They are, but I just think as well, like, even as a girl, like, even the guy, because the guy, like,
so
old
fuck
school,
it,
new
Land,
school
say how it is. Start with the women. Start with the women then.
Well, what I'm saying, the guy is like the provider and protector, first and foremost, yeah?
What
But
should be.
Should be, but the
Should
woman
be.
should be vetting that shit, period. For the sake of her
Yeah,
future kids, regardless of who it's with.
Agreed.
So if you've got no brothers and you've got no uncles, yeah?
Yeah.
And your dad's alright, but
Agreed. But
when you're looking at someone else, you're like, right, cool. Stop looking at just this down, like from here down to here.
Yeah, look
because
here. Look
have
here.
they got a brother?
Look here.
Like, do you know what I mean? Have they got an uncle? Like,
And then,
are
yeah.
they going to be around good, solid?
and I'll argue that.
No, I'm
I'll argue that.
just saying that's what should be done now.
Agreed.
Well, these women need to look at the rate of how many single parents.
No.
Are
What you've
raising.
but it's the understanding. All you've got to just keep it simple. Love is blind, brother. How many times have you seen women in dirty relationships, shit relationships? She's getting beat about. She's doing this. She stays. Why? Because I love him. Some people don't even know the definition of love. And also another thing, we don't want to be lonely, whether you like it or fucking not. Again, that's my opinion. A lot of people can't handle themselves and loneliness.
I think women can, men can't.
Yeah, but a lot of women are forced to. A lot of times we ain't. You understand? So you have to understand. Like, I know that sounds
They
mad.
adjust to the point where they're full masculine, bro.
Yeah, okay, but beautiful. But then if they've adjusted because they've been
are.
forced to,
I've
what can you?
spoken- I've spoken to girls
But what
and
can
like-
you do? But what can they do? Like I pray, and I know it's mad. I prayed to God recently, and I said to God, "I'm done with women. Right? I'm done.
What do you want, men?
Send me why for that. I'm done with women. What are you homophobic?
No, not at all.
not go there.
No, you said you're not with women. I said you're
Let's
into men.
open it up. No, I don't. Why is that?
Listen,
What if
hey,
I said I did? No, I'm joking.
That's fine.
This is what I said to you the other day. Modern day man, they like women sexually, but they don't get on with them. They don't.
Well, no, it's not that. But it's the value. I said, look, I prayed to God and send me someone I can love. You know what he sent me? He sent me a mirror, bruv. He sent me a woman that made me look at myself. You understand?
When you were saying about when you had your kids, it changed you. Was that when your first child was born, or was it what period was it your child actually made you reflect within yourself?
Beautiful, deep, asked question, and I think it's going to be different for every man. But it's that layer. I think when I always knew, but it's sad. I always knew I wanted kids because I always wanted that family unit I never had. You understand? So I guess that was even one thing. But I was always a man that I was forced to be a man very early. So I fell in love with responsibility. And I think a good man is addicted to responsibility and is happy to take that. And that is a man's pride. And that's the one thing I'll give to women. If your man is doing everything we're talking about, when that man comes back from home, you need to be going, King, I respect you. And he will say, Queen, I respect you too, because we are all royalty. And I've said this in a lot of relationships, but I have been a narcissist in some. But now I am a king. I am royalty, and my kids are royal blood. And any woman I decide to be is a queen, and that's how we should all be treated, right? So going back to my kids, I had to learn a lot. I just knew it was like some women are born to be parents, right? And yeah, and some women ain't. And do you know what? It's funny because I do talk a lot about my dad's experiences, but again, I don't want to say too much. But one of my family members have had 8 kids, and she's lost a lot of them. So I do understand the terminology of bad women, but again, that then stems back to she lost all of her kids because she was searching for man and didn't search for herself. The answer is never without. The answer is never out there. It's always in here, right? And it's just that simple. You understand? Of course we do. It's easier. It's easier to love someone else than love yourself. What the fuck? I like it. Just keeping it simple and real.
Household's 50-50. Like, end of the day, like if there's washing in the basket, put it in the washing machine. If it's done and you're there, you take it out. Like,
when did you learn that perspective? Has that always been your perspective? That's the question. Because you get what you're saying is, I now agree with you, but 5 years ago,
I've been with people that have said to me, "Oh, you're so domesticated," or like, "Your house is clean." I'm just like, I don't know any different. But I think when I was watching this wife swap thing on YouTube the other day, yeah, and this brother in America, his rules for his household, basically, caveman. I make the money. He's like, do what I say.
That's how I was.
On a Sunday, she has to make all 30 prep meals. That takes about 4 hours. He stands over her while she's doing it, and she has to be in a full face of makeup to do it. Yeah? He doesn't do anything around the house. But this is where it works and doesn't work. This is where it's working, this is where it's failing, okay? If the man wants to be the breadwinner and the woman stays at home,
and she's happy to take
to do that, that's no problem. That's no problem. Yeah. However, when you're then asking her to work, or she wants to work, those duties have to be cut in half, and that's what's not happening.
What you just said
what
there?
I'm seeing right now? Do you know what I'm seeing right now? More than anything, yeah. Even friends of mine, women, are so physically shattered, more than ever. I've said this in a few of our episodes. And
is that women in relationships or out of?
Both.
Okay.
With kids.
Okay.
They are shattered. But the single mums, I don't know how they're still functioning. I'll be real with you.
I've been saying that, bro.
Dad's not involved, or he isn't. So whether he's or isn't, it's relevant because she has to run her ship regardless. And her ship is running on empty, but she's still got to cross the Atlantic.
Do you know what? I love that, and that's
it's
right.
mad.
It's
I've
a different.
seen it.
It's a different source of power. But is it that whole thing? Because I don't. Do you know? I love that you said that, because I've done a segment about single mum raising kids on your own. What's the secret? And I think I got about 2,000 comments, and every person said the same thing. I didn't have a choice. And I think I think it's the same thing, right? Like, was it Napoleon Bonaparte? I want to say. When he used to go and conquer lands, he'd burn all the ships, so them niggas knew they weren't going back. So when that mindset is, well, I can't turn back, I ain't got other options, and this is the problem. What internet's creating.
They need a break, man. Honestly,
well, of course they do.
Need a break.
But then again, it gets to that point now.
Because then what happens is they obviously want to move on. They want to date.
Yeah, but then they start dating for the wrong reasons.
Not even the wrong reasons. When they are dating, and the guy is of a man
of us, okay,
a man that can do whatever.
I'm going to say of our caliber of what we're trying to be.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
She can't do nothing. She's got no one that can help.
I agree.
She's always tired.
I agree.
You want to do something at 9. She's like, I want to put my pajamas on.
Yeah, I've been through that, and it's really, really hard. Do you know what? And I agree with you massively. Again, make that clip viral. Because no, what you're saying is true, brother. I've just dated a woman that I thought was it. I was like, cool, all the green flags. And do you know what? As a man dating a woman without hardly no help from her baby father, is I had to understand patience. I had to understand that I can't see her when I want. I had to understand that the kids had to come first. I understood that I could only see her once every 3 weeks if I want to travel.
Jesus,
you understand?
Christ.
So and it's deep, because then you've got to think, raw, like how's that gonna work And then it's unfortunately it's not.
It's not even about that, bro. It's about people that, like, obviously I've brought up that Dr. Umar a lot on some of my podcasts,
Hey.
but
What's your opinion?
I feel like a lot of the people that are commenting are blinded by something, bro. They're like, coconuts this and coconuts that. I'm just like, I don't understand. Firstly, when I look at, there's one woman, because I'm starting to blow them up on my stories. I think you see what I'm doing, I'll just put, you are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real. Because it's like, some of these people will be like, black this, black that. I go on their page, it says Essex. It's the first thing it says, isn't it? Essex. Essex this, Essex that.
Again, isn't it from isn't their perspective from a perspective of personal pain? Going back to what he said about you get a woman that's been traumatized and then they get with you and then they have this perception.
Listening to another brother who, if you really dig deep and research his brother,
well, do you know what's
you'll
funny?
find out some crazy stuff, and you'd be like, you listening to this guy? Listen, some of the stuff. Listen, people being with their own, I have no problem with someone trying to say that's like a good thing for any culture, But when you're telling someone you should not do something, that's where you lose me, bro. Give opinions, but don't tell people who they should and shouldn't date.
But that, again, but what you said, it's hard, isn't it? Because again, it's having race and culture is the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some white women talking African, brother, and I'm thinking, you ain't African, you're English, but that's how she know. Yeah, well, and I'm thinking, shit, you've took that much and it's converted you like that.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's really hard because then it's that whole thing about once you go black, you never go back. I have experienced that. Every girl that I've been there first, and I feel like I'm saying that from an egotistical, but this is just an experience. If it sounds narcissistic, fair enough, but this is just from my personal experience I've been through, right? Every girl that I've been with that has never been with a man of colour, that's all I'm ending it with. They stay with colour, unfortunately.
What does it mean when a white girl says, I only date black men?
I only date black men.
What does that mean?
Personal preference, I guess. Or it must be, again, could it be the culture? Could it be the energy? Could it be the vibe? Could it be, that's like me going, I only date white girls. I only dated white girls from the age I lost my virginity at 14 up until this year. Never been on a date with a mixed race girl until this year, and I did. And you know what? It was a great experience, but I just weren't ready for the time. So everything's such like, I only date black men, good. But then some gal that only date black men that are white, it depends on the black man they're dating, because some of them gal move different.
Yeah.
Because that's how they're being treated. And I don't, again, judge me for this, right? If fuck it, take this, run with this, burn me for this. If a white girl's only dated black men, I'm not very interested. Too tough.
Wow.
They normally have do you know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
That's just me being personal.
I don't know if that's worse, or when a white guy gets with a white girl and says, have you been with a black guy before?
That must hurt them. That hurts them. Of course it does, because you got to understand this country's still racist.
That's mad.
Whether you like it or not. It's the truth, right? And you got to understand that we've all been through racism, but I've been through racism from a perspective of there's no black people here. You're here. And then there's no point in you going, but my dad's white. Don't matter, you're black. You're a nigger. You're a nigger, boy. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. So it must hurt. It's that whole, this whole fucking country's fucked. Everything's fucked. Yeah. Everything's fucked. There's more. If there was love in this world, this world would be too good of a place for heaven to even, there would be no point of heaven existing.
So just deal with the hate. Deal with the hate on the comments. Deal with your hate on the stories.
Bring the hate.
I'll try and respond to as many as I can in my spare time, even though my director hates me doing it. But I just sometimes I've just got to, then I'm going to put this little prick in their place. And you know what as well? On a real, not the women. Women aside, you can be emotional. But you see you men that come on, sometimes just come down to my gym. No problem. We do 5 rounds, 4 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever you want. No problem.
Oi.
Because the way they're talking sometimes, it's like, who are you talking to? Mine's an opinion. Like we said in our last podcast, like, use your finger and scroll up. You don't know what I'm saying.
But bro, I love that. But I got the same thing. It's like I said, I've been battling with weight, and someone was like, "You fat." Da, da, da. I said, "Nigga, I have so much muscle, but yes, I am fat. I have a lot of fat, and I'm losing it. But you're a pussy-hole, and you're a wanker, and unfortunately,
it's the ones that have got no
change
followers either that want to chat shit.
No, it's because this is the thing. These conversations like this, if they trigger you, that says a lot about you as a person. But I'm going to judge you, but I want you to have the same conversations about why you feel you don't need to step up. And again, there's no wrong, there's no right. It's all about everyone's moral compass. And the thing is, as a man, I could stand up tomorrow and go, fuck you kids. And I could travel out to Dubai and go and move there for permanent, because that's what I was meant to do. So I didn't just leave the woman in the relationship. I left the life I was meant to be living. I fucked up as a dad because my daughter was meant to be going to a private school in Dubai because it was cheap. And it made sense. I never wanted her going public. That's just something I had as a goal. And I can't do that no more. But I left the relationship and I'm a better man for it. And whether a mum wants to hear it or not, I think she's a better woman for it and she's a great mum. You understand? So again, judge how you want to judge. It's fine. You get it. Like I said, we can lose the weight. We can work on ourselves as men. We can take accountability, but you will always be a piece of shit.
And that's the Dad Juice Square Circle podcast. We're out.